Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and being a producer of Wrestle Massacre as well as Inside Movies Galore, I am David Strege, and welcome to Delusions of Grandeur. Enjoy the reviews. I certainly did.
I'm setting the example. And what I've done is going to be puzzled over and studied and followed forever.
Yeah. Delusions of grandeur. You're no messiah. You're a movie of the week. You're a fucking t-shirt at best.
Luke's crazy. He can't even take care of himself, much less rescue anybody.
A Jedi Knight? I'm out of it for a little while. Everybody gets delusions of grandeur.
Okay, Dave, that's it. Screw you and your college flunkies. I've had enough of this from you and from everyone else. I know what you guys are trying to do. Break me down, drive me out of the force. Well, it's going to take a hell of a lot more than a lame prank like this to get Curtis Mooney to throw in his badge, so fuck you. Over.
Did you miss me? I guess not.
What's in my room?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another exciting episode of What's in My Room. I figure these video uploads that I'm doing of my collection are more or less helping me figure out what I have, and is a way for me to show you exactly what I pick up every week. And it's kind of cool to share the things that I get as I get them, even though sometimes I like just pile things together and then do it every couple of months. But here is what I have for this episode. So I have some stuff from Dane Kyle, filmmaker that I know. I have Gregory Peck, Dorothy McGuire, John Garfield in Gentleman's Agreement on Blu-ray. And it says on the back here, no Blu-ray collection is complete without this groundbreaking drama from Elia Kazan that earned Academy Awards for Best Picture, Best Supporting Actress Celeste Holm, and Best Director. Gregory Peck stars as New York journalist who poses as a Jew to investigate anti-Semitism. So definitely going to check this out. It is, I'm looking for the year. 1947 film, so I'm going to check that out eventually. The next few that I picked up from him, these are all upgrades from DVD, and I have like the hardbox DVD set of this, but I figured getting an upgrade wouldn't be a bad thing. So here I have the Godfather trilogy. It's the complete restoration. It includes all three films, The Godfather, Godfather Part 2, Godfather Part 3. I'm going to eventually check that out on Blu-ray eventually. Next, I have Kino Lorber's copy of Clint Eastwood in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. It's directed by Sergio Leone and the third installment in the Man with No Name trilogy. It is the second Clint Eastwood film I have from Kino Lorber, and I figured, what the hell, I'll have The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly on this. And this is a 1966 film starring Lee Van Cleef, Clint Eastwood, Aldo Gufer, and so on and so forth. So definitely gonna be checking that out eventually, just to see how good it looks. Next, I have The Green Mile, starring Tom Hanks, Michael Clark Duncan, and David Morse. Michael Clark Duncan died so early in his career. But it's from the director of The Shawshank Redemption. And this is also based on a Stephen King series of books, or series of short stories that eventually became a serial of sorts. And it's a really good movie. Next, I have The Golden Compass. This is based on a book, and I guess it's 2 discs loaded with extras. The film is directed by, looks like, Chris Weitz, and it stars Nicole Kidman, Sam Elliott, Eva Green, Ian McKellen, Ian McShane, Freddie Highmore, Kathy Bates, Kristen Scott Thomas, and Daniel Craig. I need to check this out again. Should be entertaining. And then just yesterday, I believe these came. These are from my good friend and director I really like, Amir Skalanja. I've collected his stuff since like early on, and these are his latest 2. This is a horror film called Gravis Terrae. He also has a band that goes by that name. He produces under the producing title of Foxtrot movies. And the other film is called Killer of Killers. Let's see. Caring for mysterious roots she discovered, Jude begins to experience horrid hallucinations. Soon she finds herself struggling for her mental sanity as the lines between reality and sheer madness begin to blur to the point of threatening her own life. And that is Gravis Terrae. And Killer of Killers says here on the back, 9 mass serial killers are dumped in the woods and pitted against each other, battle royale style, and only one can survive. So I'm looking forward to checking that out. I know it was done on a very low budget, so it should be entertaining to see something like that. So these next ones are pickups from Dollar Tree, which I remember picking them up from Dollar Tree my own darn self. This one stars Milo Ventimiglia, Kate Sackhoff, and Jason Lee. This is called Tell. It's got Robert Patrick and Faison Love as well. And it's directed by J.M.R. Luna. This is an Orion Pictures release. And it says, Tell is the story of Ethan Tell, a small-time crook who makes a big-time score when he steals $1 million from a bank. Tell is caught by the police and sent to jail, but the money is never found. 3 years later, after his release from prison, he thinks his problems are behind him. However, when faced with his greedy ex-wife, the ex-partner he betrayed, his parole officer, and two corrupt cops looking to swipe his score. Tell discovers his greatest problems are waiting for him outside the prison walls. So here I have Tell. I'll check that out eventually. Next I have a film called Teeth and Blood. This one is directed by Al Franklin, and it is an RLJ Entertainment release. It says it's got a tagline of "Death is just the beginning." A beautiful diva is murdered on the set of a horror director Vincent Augustine's latest film, Chapel Blood. Somewhere between the crime scene and the coroner's van, the body mysteriously disappears. Meanwhile, the city's supply of donated blood is being dangerously depleted. Suspecting a connection between the events, detectives Mike Hung and Sasha Colfax go undercover at the studio to investigate. Their attempt to crack the case quickly turns into a desperate battle for survival when they uncover an age-old war between rival vampire covens that threatens to consume humanity in a final grisly assault of teeth and blood. So looking forward to checking that out. Next I have The Mummy Rebirth. Has a tagline of rising up to command an army from hell. Looks like it's directed by it's presented by Q and Justin Price, and it's directed by them. It stars Brittany Goodwin, Carter, David E. Cazares, Deanna Grace, Congo, Joseph Daniel, Ellis Maurice Hart, Shamil Hashish, Taylor Carter, Tristan Ramirez, Mayra Rodriguez, and Ernesto Cresdum. In any case, it says two treasure hunters uncover a sealed tomb and awaken a mummy that has waited years to come back and wipe humanity from the face of the earth. It's a race against time as they try to stop the mummy from wreaking havoc on the modern world. The Mummy Rebirth. Next, I have a film called The Life Changed. This is it says it's a refreshingly original horror movie by Alan Elliott of Nerdly Co. from the UK. It will drain the life out of you, is a tagline. Drew has to shapeshift or face painful death. He has to find someone and make a copy. He becomes them, and they die horribly. Enter Julia, the object of Drew's affection. How can he make things right when he's never the same person for very long? Life Changer follows one shapeshifter's twisted quest to repair the damage he's caused, while leaving a trail of bodies in his wake. The film seems to be directed by Justin McConnell, and this is put out by Uncorked Entertainment. It is a 2018 film. And yeah, it's not entirely bare bones either. It looks like it's got commentary with the director, writer, and producer. And it's got commentary with actors Laura Burke, Jack Foley, Sam James White, Steve Kassan, and the writer and director. So, next I have Storage 24 with a tagline of "Will their first contact be their last?" It's a Magnet releasing film. Magnolia Home Entertainment. and it's directed by Johannes Roberts. London is in chaos after a military cargo plane crashes, leaving its highly classified contents strewn across the city. Completely unaware that London is on lockdown, exes Charlie and Shelley, accompanied by best friends Mark and Nikki, are trapped in the Storage 24 facility. A dark maze of endless corridors with a mysterious predator hunting them one by one. Here I have Storage 24. Next, these I picked up today. I saw that they had a Shudder original called Monstrum there. Evidently, it's directed by Hugh Jung-ho. A plague is taken over and fear runs rampant in the streets when rumors of a vicious monster roaming Mount Inwansan begin to spread. Fear turns into panic. In order to quell the rising hysteria, the king brings his most trusted general out of retirement. Joined by his daughter, his right-hand man, and a royal court officer, the general sets out to find and defeat the mysterious creature. It is a RLJE Films release through and with Shudder, a Taiwan Entertainment, and Cineguru Kidariant presents this movie. Incredibly suspenseful, a must-watch, says Daily Dread. Looking forward to checking that out. Next, I have a film called Daisy Winters, which stars Sterling Jerons, Ewan Ryan, Carrie Preston, and Brooke Shields, with a tagline of "Life moves in mysterious ways." It is an Echo Bridge release with SB Releasing, and it is written and directed by Beth Lamour. 11-year-old Daisy Winters is grappling with the cancer diagnosis of her mother, Sandy, with no father in the picture. Daisy will be sent to live with her strict aunt when her mother dies. During this traumatic time, Daisy develops a fascination with her offbeat older neighbor, Doug, Ewan Ryan, of Game of Thrones. So, sounds like it might be interesting. I'll have to check it out when I get a chance here. Next, I ended up, I guess these are 28 Hauntings. Paranormal Encounters. Like a... I guess it's got quite a few things on here. Not quite sure. Got something called Maniac on here, Not Dead Enough, Seven Nights of Darkness, The Boneyard Collection, and like 20 episodes of One Step Beyond and The Veil. Looks like it's kind of a greatest hits kind of thing. So it's got a couple of things I'm not quite sure of whether I have or haven't. Next, I have another Echo Bridge releasing acquisition group LLC with SB Releasing. This one is directed by Simon David Kay. It's called Shadowland. It stars Ben Keenan, Amelia Eve, Jason Harvey, and it has a tagline of "Never Leave the Light." Looks like it might be entertaining or in some fashion. And last but not least, I have another Echo Bridge Acquisition Corp SB Releasing a film with with Cedric Gegel as the director of this. It's produced by Jesta Skosh Productions, featuring Corbin Bernsen, James Phelps, Rick Montgomery Jr., and Nikki Bugs. It's called Cadia, and it has a tagline that says, "Together they would save the world." It looks like it might actually be entertaining. After the death of their mother, 3 twin teenagers move in with their Aunt Alice and their grandpa George. One day, Renee, David, and Matthew find a magical set of stones that transports them into another world, the mystical land of Cadia. There they meet Elsa, who teaches them of Cadia's 2 warring factions. Another new friend, Tanyan, played by James Phelps, believes that one of the siblings can tap into an elemental power to rewrite Cadia for the better without the conflict. So there we have Cadia. So my next stack here, I have the unopened copy of the 4K release of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I ended up buying that from Amazon. I still plan on watching it. And as you may or may not know, it is directed by Mel Stewart, and it stars Gene Wilder, Jack Albertson, and Peter Ostrom as Charlie, with Roy Kinnear, Julie Dawn Cole, Leonard Stone, Denise Nickerson, Dodd Denny, Paris Teneman, and the screenplay is by Roald Dahl, based on his book Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So, looking forward to rechecking that out in all its glory and splendor. I did not opt to go for that Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory with the golden ticket, but at least next I have a movie from Troma. It's a DVD that they released. And I believe the filmmaker is James Bickert, with an introduction by Lloyd Kaufman. It's directed by James Bickert and Randy Hill. It's called Dumpster Baby. I picked this up for $20 on eBay, and I've heard how bad it is. So from the darkest depths of the human heart comes Dumpster Baby, a modern grindhouse classic in the tradition of The Toxic Avenger and Saw. Our story begins as a strung-out drug addict gives birth to a premature crack baby and abandons it in a nearby alley dumpster. Helpless and left for dead, the baby begins a surreal journey as it encounters a wide array of bizarre characters, including an adulterous surgeon, a vicious street pimp, and an immigration cab driver, a college con artist, a mentally handicapped garbage man, and a crack-addled hooker with a heart of gold. With death getting closer at every turn, the clock is ticking as the Dumpster Baby comes closer to its final destination. So here I have Dumpster Baby. Should be entertaining when I get a chance. Another film that I've heard so much about how good it is Alice in Murderland. Now, this film I know was produced by David Sterling, and it stars Mallory Grady, Marlene McCohen, Kelly Kula, Katie Locke O'Brien, Jennifer Field in Alice in Murderland. It says, Through the Looking Glass and Straight to Hell. It's directed by Dennis Levine. And it says on the back here, it's Alice's birthday, and her sorority girlfriends throw her a themed party. Everyone comes as their favorite sexy character from Wonderland. the Jabberwocky wasn't invited and brings murder and mayhem to the girls' night out. I picked it up off of eBay just for the heck of it, since my good friend Dane Kyle is going and doing, from what I understand, it's been moved to April and August, or Alice in August Land, or something like that. Anyways, I realized I didn't have a copy of White Christmas, so I went on eBay and found Irving Berlin's White Christmas. I didn't have it yet, and it stars Bing Crosby, Danny Kaye, Rosemary Clooney, and Vera Ellen. Classic Christmas. Love that whole military vibe with the Christmas stuff and whatnot. Okay, so I've been collecting anime from time to time, and I ended up picking up for roughly around $80 the season 1 limited edition of Psycho Pass, season 2, and the Blu-ray DVD combo pack of the first season of Psycho Pass, and Psycho Pass the movie all in one. So eventually I will check out the rest of the series, because we covered season 1, I believe, on Septum Sim versus the World's channel. So please check that discussion out. It was fairly entertaining, and it was one of Brittany Dodson's, whose first graphic novel just came out 2 days ago, called Demon Blade. So if you get a chance, check that out. You can buy it in paperback as well as Kindle. Next, I picked this up off of eBay. I remember seeing it in Walmart at one point in time. It is from director Takashi Shimizu, and it's a Blu-ray 3D 2D slash DVD of Shock Labyrinth. It's evidently he is the director of The Grudge and The Grudge 2 and Ju-On. So I'm looking forward to checking this out. I'm not sure how good or bad it is, so might be cool to check it out eventually. Let me put these down here for a moment while I go through the rest of these. So these were in my fiance Tammy's collection at one point in time. These are documentary type stuff. So the from NBC News. So the first one here I have is Buried Secrets, Cold Cases Uncovered, and Inside Evil, Serial Killers Jeffrey Dahmer and Son of Sam. Never before seen footage, interview moments with Dahmer and his father, reported by NBC News correspondent Stone Phillips, and reported by NBC News correspondents Keith Morrison and Mike Tabby. So, may check these out eventually when I can get a chance. Those will be going in my documentary section. These are pickups that I have from my last time that I was at, what is it? Oh, Exclusive Company. Exclusive Company is a good one to go pick up independent horror films from time to time. And it's sad to hear that the owner of Exclusive Company, 2 locations, died. So they may no longer be, if the people that are running it, they cannot actually buy the owner out, or whoever's like it went to out, it may actually be closing for good. which is kind of sad. But these are SRS Cinema releases of Morbid and Screwdriver. I guess this is a double dose of terror. Feature-length commentary and stuff for that. And then I have Sub Rosa Cinema's release on DVD with David Hines, Jamie Richardson, and Laura Hines in the house on Cuckoo Lane. And it has a tagline of "Be careful what you watch." It's directed by David Hines. Okay. Next, I have Door 1 of the 5 Doors to Hell. This is an anthology that I know of, and it says on the back here, after renting a cursed VHS tape of a horror anthology no one has ever heard of, 4 horror lovers are sucked into the tape and forced to live out each segment alone. Gore and scares mixed in this loving 80s style tribute to the lost age of video stores. So there we have Door 1 of the 5 Doors to Hell, which is another Sub Rosa Cinema release. And if you're watching, maybe you can help Chris Seaver get his movies away from Sub Rosa Cinema, as he has been trying to get his movies out of Sub Rosa Cinema's releases, since they are so crappy when they come out of his films. But anyways, that being said, picked this up for $7.50 at Walmart. It's the Mamma Mia 2 movie collection. It's got Mamma Mia the movie and Mamma Mia Here We Go Again. So looking forward to rewatching that eventually when I get a chance here. And then from Half Price Books, I ended up picking up The Rainmaker, and actually and this is a Flesh for Frankenstein, an Italian film. I believe it's Flesh for Frankenstein. It's a rare video release. I know that it's not this region, but I thought it was cool to pick it up. And yeah, The Rainmaker with Burt Lancaster and Katharine Hepburn, which that movie is directed by Joseph Anthony, and it is a 1956 film. These were Valentine's Day presents from my baby. So that was cool of her. Next, I have some films coming from my good friend Mike. He had copies of Maniac Cop 2 and 3 in 4K. Still brand new, which is awesome. He had a European copy of I Bought a Vampire Motorcycle, which I have this on Blu-ray, but I thought, what the hell? It's another copy, and I wouldn't mind. I have this on a double feature Anchor Bay, and I have this also on a 50-pack from Mill Creek, but I didn't have the Blue Underground copy of Mario Bava's Shock, which originally it was released in America under the title Beyond the Door 2. It should be... It co-starred David Collin Jr. and Ivan Rosamov. Yeah, should be entertaining to watch again. Although I thought that paying $20 for this this out of print Blu-ray was a little much, Mike, I picked it up from you anyways. Evidently, it's directed. It stars Robert Hands, Evan Bendel, and Michaela Pershalova. It's a Blu-ray of this Scream Factory release. Next, I have this Well-Go Entertainment USA release of The Paper Tigers, which it stars Alan Yu, Ron Yuan, and Mikkel Shannon Jenkins. It's looks like it's a kung fu type action-packed crowd pleaser. It's directed by Tran Quoc Bod. Looks like it might be entertaining. Next, I picked this up from these up from a seller. I have the Forever Purge. Ended up picking up the remake of Candyman. Ended up picking up Shudder's Caveat or Caveat, whatever. Then I picked up The Little Things, which I watched this before I picked it up. Next, I picked up A24's The Green Knight. Very slow film, but I love the look of it. Next, I have The Craft Legacy, which this is the sequel to the original Craft. Then I have Hugh Jackman in Reminiscence, or Reminisce. Yeah, Reminiscence. Futuristic movie. Reminds me a lot of Minority Report, just a little bit. Next, I have Lured, which this says it's a Da Wai Lee film. It has a tagline that says, "Looks can be deceiving." David Lee wrote and directed it. It was an Echo Bridge Acquisition Corp. SP release, working with Global Genesis Group and Pendulum Pictures. Next, I have M. Night Shyamalan's Ode, Willy's Wonderland, starring Nicolas Cage, and Prisoners of Ghostland, starring Nicolas Cage. So those are a lot of the oddball pickups that I've had. So the next stack is from Christmas, that as far back as Christmas, because I tasked my parents to get me Star Trek Voyager, the complete series, which is a pretty nice set. Haven't checked it out yet because I'm still watching Star Trek Deep Space Nine, which my parents had gotten me. Actually, Tammy had gotten me previously, and Tammy actually got me this sitcom from the late 70s to early 80s. It's the British series Red Dwarf. This is series 1 through 8. And then the following week or so, I ended up going all the way down the line and picked up the rest of the series because I realized that was not the end of it. So we've got Red Dwarf Series 10. We've got Red Dwarf Back to Earth, which is technically Series 9. We've got Red Dwarf 11. We've got Red Dwarf 12. And this is considered Red Dwarf 13. It's called Red Dwarf: The Promised Land. And I absolutely loved this series, all the way, front to back. I wouldn't mind returning to the series in any way, shape, or form. Loved it, loved it, loved it. And I love anything British. It's just fucking awesome. So thank you for coming along with me and letting me show you a lot of my latest pickups. And hopefully I'll be back next time with some other cool stuff. So let me know down in the comments what you have in your collection, and whether you thought any of these pickups were pretty snazzy, or whether you're going to be picking them up, or let me know. It's cool that we sometimes we discuss things with others and let each other know which stuff is our favorites, or whether you've seen shit that I haven't. So in any case, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much.
You were good, kid, real good. But as long as I'm around, you'll always be second best, see?